Oh, what did I get for Christmas? Can I unwrap it? Ah, yes, it's the Wallbox Pulsar Max. Yes, thanks for sending this to me for Christmas, Wallbox. Now I know what you're thinking. It's just another EV charge point, isn't it? Is that right? No, you'd be wrong. Stick around. I'm going to tell you why this one is different and why this one should be top of your list if you're considering getting one for home. Wallbox is quite tried and tested. We can think of many other industries where a brand name has become synonymous with a type of product, like a Bic Biro or a Hoover instead of a vacuum cleaner. There's plenty online. You can look Frisbee, Jet Ski, AstroTurf, Catch Point, Chapstick. All of those are actually brand names rather than generic terms. And Wallbox has kind of become the de facto term for what we call these charge points. And that's quite interesting to me. There's a lot of power in that brand name. So these days, most of the charge points do something very similar. They mostly all do load curtailment, load balancing. They've got CT clamps. They can work with solar. This one can do all of that. So why is this one different? Well, certainly one of the reasons you consider a Wallbox charge point over some of the competition is the fact that it works with Octopus Intelligent Go and it has good native integration with that. Octopus Intelligent Go really narrows down the field because Octopus can take control of this charge point. It's actually what that yellow light means right now, that it's connected to Octopus Energy. Great thing with a charge point like this is that Octopus Intelligent Go is working with a charger rather than the car, so you can plug in any EV and make it compatible with Intelligent Go with a charge point like this. So some people want a flashy looking wall box with crazy lights, and some wall boxes are just crazy and ugly, but this one is just understated, isn't it? Pretty simple, pretty basic, pretty small form factor. The feed into it is a rear entry one, so it's completely hidden. Very kind of minimalist, and you can turn the lights off as well. So a wall box like this, 32 amps or 7.4 kilowatts, and that can give you about up to 40 miles range in 1 hour of charging, depending on your vehicle, of course. So why wall box? Well, this unit is not some crazy revolution, but this is actually an evolution of some of the generations that have gone before it. So the Pulsar originally came out in 2016, and that was upgraded to the Pulsar Plus in 2018. Now the Pulsar Max came out in 2022, and the main upgrades that brought with it were IP55 weather and dust protection, IK10 impact resistance. It's got a new advanced dynamic load management. It's got an external MID. It's got an improved housing, and it's got CPU advancements as well, which helps everything to run both more reliably and more smoothly. And of course, very important for the installers, the mounting of the unit and the wiring and commissioning of the unit have been much improved.
Yeah, so just give us a brief overview of what you've done this morning.
Yeah, so it's a pretty basic installation, swapping over your charger to the Wallbox. So it was literally just a case of replacing the charger and then adding the Wallbox energy meter to it. Quite a clean looking install, no cables on show, rear entry into the charger.
That's nice,
always looks the neatest. So it's this one just here. This is Wallbox's newest energy meter. The old one was a little bit more complicated, still work just as good, but this just makes life a little bit more simpler. So essentially what you've got here is you've got a CT clamp, which is actually over by your electric meter.
Okay.
That has been wired directly into that.
Okay. Right.
The purpose of that is the CT clamp will monitor what the house is pulling through the grids and both what it's exporting through the solar. Okay. So that information will go to the Wallbox energy meter, which will then communicate to it with the charger.
Okay.
So if you've got a extra amount of solar that you're pulling, instead of sending it back to the grids, the Wallbox charger will now be smart enough to know it can take as much solar as it can.
So the CT clamp is obviously wired into that energy meter. Is that then wireless between the Wallbox and the energy
that's
meter?
not.
That's also wired.
That's also wired.
Okay.
That is just wired for a standard Cat5 data cable.
Right. Okay, great.
So it's got a constant signal. You don't have to worry about it potentially like dropping in and out. It's hardwired in, so that's the safest way.
Okay. Whilst we got you on camera, you showed me a top tip of not breaking these, because you said sometimes there's some user error and some people have broken them because they don't understand them.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of jobs that we can go back to sometimes, and this cable holder is actually broken. That is because most users don't know it actually has an inverted hook inside it. So what most people tend to do is when they want to take it out, they just yank it. As you can see, it's stuck in there, and a lot of people tend to just rip it out. It breaks the hook, and then the cable holder's pretty pointless after that, and you just have to use this rubber seal to make sure no condensation or anything like that gets inside the plug. So the best way to put this in is to put it in flat and then let it drop down, and the hook will just hold it in there.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. So it's a great design. You have to know what you're doing and don't manhandle it.
Yeah, always helps when the installer tells you how to use it. Yeah, so yeah, this is just an introduction to the app basically. You can skip through most of these because you've got me here to actually explain the sections in them.
Yeah, add your charger, configure, control it. Yeah, paper charge.
Yeah,
public charging.
That's an extra option. Yeah, you can link these chargers out to other back offices such as Monta, where you can make the charger public, and then you can set the price of how much to charge per kilowatt, and you can actually charge the public to use it as well.
So you can be making money if you're in a good location for it. Probably not here, but
not most people on the side of their house don't want randomers coming up and parking on their driveway. So that is more for the commercial side of of using these.
Okay.
So basically, we want to add a new charger when it finishes loading up. There's two ways that you can control the charger. One being through Bluetooth.
Yep.
Works fine, but obviously you need to be in Bluetooth range of the charger.
Yep.
The other way is connecting it through your Wi-Fi, which means you can just control the charger from wherever you are. So you can lock it, set schedules, etc. So if you pass that to here, there's a QR code on the side of the charger. Once that is scanned, while using the app, it will come up with your serial number and
so
identifier.
That's just filled in all the details automatically. Nice.
So we add this, connect to it via Bluetooth. So this is your car charger now added to your app. This is connected through Bluetooth at the moment. So an example of showing you how to control it. You see the green LED on the front of this?
Yep.
This just means it's ready to use. The LED will change based on what command you give to the charger. For example, there's a padlock button up here. If I press that, it will lock the charger and the LED will go like a golden yellow colour.
Okay.
So for example, change that. You can see the LEDs change. This is now locked, and it means if you go away or you're out at work, someone can't just pull up on your driveway and plug it in and use it. You can lock and unlock the charger whenever you need to. To add the Wi-Fi onto the charger, we go into settings, network, Wi-Fi, and it will come up with a list of all the Wi-Fi's in the area. We can obviously add your one. It just means that you can control the charger from wherever you are. So say if you're out and about and you think, I forgot to lock it, I don't want someone to come and try and plug it in. You can control it from wherever you are.
And when we were just on that page, it looks like the charge point has got a better, stronger signal than my phone's showing for Wi-Fi. So
yeah, they do have good signal on them. There's a list of things you can change in here. So like, for example, the halo light, you can turn that off in case you think it's too bright. Some people have their charger on the front of the house.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And it can sometimes be like a little bit of an advertisement, so some people want to turn it off. This is also where you'll link it to if people are on an electricity tariff such as Octopus Intelligent or Octopus Go.
That's what I need.
This is where it will link through. And then Octopus will basically take control of the charger, and that's how you'll be able to do the scheduling. And it will know when your cheap rate at night is, and you can just leave it plugged in overnight and Octopus will take over from there.
Brilliant, yeah.
In here we've also got load management, where you can turn on the load management and you basically set what your main fuse can handle. So for example, your main fuse here I believe is 80 amps.
100.
Is it 100? Oh, they haven't put the sticker on yet to show it's 100 amp. It's still got the old 60/80 on there, but that's good that they've upgraded it. So we put 100 amp there, and it basically means that this charger now knows that your house can pull 100 amps, and the CT clamps on there, and if it reads the house ever gets near 100 amps, it will tell the charger to slow down the charge or turn off completely to avoid popping the main fuse. You can have a little play around inside here. It doesn't really take too long to figure out, but apart from that, there are all the settings inside it. This is ready to just plug in.
Perfect. Yeah, it looks a great app. It looks like it's got plenty of settings, but also nice and clean and basic.
In my opinion, it's probably one of the most user-friendly apps to work with. Yeah, there are some apps for other car chargers out there, and we find, particularly with like elderly people and stuff, not everyone wants to use an app. Some people just want to be able to plug their car in and charge it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some people are a little bit more tech savvy and want to do all the other features with it. This app can obviously do both. It only starts getting a little bit more complicated when you dive into the other settings in there, but when you first turn the car charger on, it is ready to just use for plug and play mode for anyone who's not really that interested with apps. Did you say this phone was a Pixel or Google or?
This is a OnePlus.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Did someone give this you for free as well?
Cheap Chinese phone.
Because I need to get a new phone. I got back from Seville yesterday, but I dropped my phone out there. Been holding on to it for so long.
So you must feel extra freezing today if you just
funnily
come
not. Funnily not. But it was nice out there. It was 22 degrees out there.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. So when you plug it in, it will go light blue, and the charge will either start within 10 minutes, or on this app, it will say it's plugged in, and it will ask if you want to skip the delay.
Oh, okay.
So if you click skip delay, if you skip delay, it will change and just start charging straight away, and then a dark blue light will appear on the charger. That means it's charging. And obviously it will come up and tell you like what each coloured light means and what's going on the app.
Oh, that's good.
This is for you as well. You don't necessarily need what's inside there. It just tells you how to download the app. But this little sticker on the back has your serial number on it. So just in case that maybe gets like wet or scratched off or something, you've got a backup there. Yeah, maybe just keep it on top of your fuse board or something like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Once you've connected this to the Wi-Fi as well, if you do have any problems with the charger, Wallbox will be able to see those issues, like through their own system, from their back office. But it needs Wi-Fi connection for them to do that.
Excellent.
And then what else? If you ever do happen to see a red light on the charger, it means it's in an error mode. What might save you time, it might not. Is just by turning it off and then turning it back on again. But if I know it sounds typical, doesn't it? It sounds typical.
Through and through. But I guess there is some sort of computer in there that can benefit from a restart.
Yeah, so if you turn it off and leave it off for 2 minutes and then turn it back on, that is a power cycle for the charger, which will the charger will recognise it as a power cycle and will reboot properly instead of just flicking it off and then flicking it straight back on. So it's unlikely to ever happen. You probably never need to do it, but just on the off chance, it might save you like sitting on the phone for 10 minutes just for them to tell you that.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Thanks for doing a great job for us.
You're very welcome.
Perfect.
So did you know that this year Wallbox celebrated over 1 million chargers in over 115 different countries? Very soon they'll be celebrating 10 years in business. That's quite impressive. So let me know what you think in the comments. Have you considered a Wallbox? Would you consider a Wallbox? I've been using this Wallbox now for about 6 weeks, and it's been an absolute no-nonsense experience. I've had no problems, no glitches. It's been really smooth, works perfectly with Octopus, and I know reliably I plug it in and I can come to my car in the morning and it's fully charged every single time without fail. So I'm very impressed with it. And so far so good. Of course, I will keep reporting to you guys on my channel to let you know how my experience goes, and the good, the bad, the ugly, it will all be coming your way. But thanks very much Wallbox for supplying this unit for this video and for me to test, and keep watching for more stuff like this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.